Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my Burning Abyss deck, one of the new archetypes that was added in Duelist Alliance for the TCG. Very cool archetype. There's not that many cards for it, but there are enough cards to make it work. This deck is definitely focused on bringing out rank 3s, but also getting a lot of swarming, getting a lot of advantage, being fine with their cards being sent to the graveyard, having a lot of special summon power. A very cool archetype in general, and I hope they add more cards down the line to make it stronger, but definitely has a lot of potential just looking at it right now. Because it's such a new deck type, I'm trying some things out that I've seen from other people, messing around with it, but, with a new deck type like this, it's going to be a very experimental build, and I'm going to mess with things, as I go on. Also, just a random tidbit, this archetype is based on Dante's Inferno, which is a really cool idea, in my opinion, to use Dante and then all these kind of demonic forces, which is pretty cool in general. But now I'm just going to get into the cards and talk about how the deck works. So 3 Tour Guide. For this deck, pretty much a staple because of how easily you can get advantage from the Burning Abyss cards and making those rank 3s happen. Then the Burning Abyss cards, there's not much to explain for them. They all have kind of varied stats. They all kind of have similar effects that they destroy themselves if you don't have a Burning Abyss card. They get advantage from destroying themselves. They have special summon power from the hand if you don't have spell and trap. So, not really much to say. Again, they all specifically can do things like special summon and search out. So, overall, they all have kind of consistent effects that help you out. And then we have 2 Mathematician, kind of the Foolish Burial in this deck. Sending things to the graveyard because he's level 3. We can also make other rank 3 plays, and also nice that we gain advantage from it. So I do like Mathematician for this deck, but I have seen some people decide not to go with it. 3 Effect Veiler, so a way to deal with effects that is nice for us because we can back up the Chaos Engine in the deck, so makes additional plays for us to make the deck pretty strong and consistent. Then the Chaos cards, 2 Chaos Sorcerer, 1 Blackluster Soldier, will gain some big advantage from this. We'll have a lot of Dark in the graveyard, and then we have Effect Veiler that can get to the graveyard and our light XYZs and just a bunch of other advantage stuff we do have. 1 Darkrim Dragon, we have a lot of big control of the graveyard in this deck, so I find that getting him out is pretty easy. And then for the spells, 3 rank up Magic Astral Force, really great card for this deck, allowing us to make rank 5 plays really easily, and because this card can give you advantage even if it's in the graveyard, just works really well with how the deck works. And then we have 2 Supply Squad, so this is definitely a very debatable card in this deck. You gain a lot of advantage from the fact that a lot of the Burning Abysses will be destroyed, but you won't be able to gain their special summon effects from the hand, so it's kind of a double-edged sword whether you want to run this or not. I'm currently trying it out, but I can definitely see that argument against running it for this deck. 1 Dark Hole, 2 Forbidden Lands, 2 MST, helping us protect things. I think that could be kind of important when you start to bring in those, high-ranked XYZs, so I like having access to them just for that. 1 Allure of Darkness, just giving us some additional draw power in this deck. For the traps, we're going to be running 2 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. You can definitely see the advantage of a card like this easily to send our things to the graveyard, which is fine for us, and then bouncing opponents' cards. 2 Breakthrough Skill. Similarly to Light Sworns, you don't want to run Phoenix Chain, you want to run Breakthrough Skill because of the obvious fact that you're going to be milling and doing some things with the graveyard. And then just the staple traps, not much room for any other ones we want to think about. So now for the extra deck, obviously going to be a huge component to this deck. So the star card of the deck, Dante, so he gains some milling, he allows you to recycle, he allows you to attack and then become defensive. So a great card overall, and just allows you to get some pretty cool advantage and set up what you need to do. Also keep in mind that he's light, so there's a lot of other things that we can do with this deck because he's light. Adds to the Chaos Engine, does stuff with rank up, just a ton of various things that we can do to make this deck consistent. 2 Alucard. So additionally, Alucard's a great card, but we're going to get some rank up power from him with the deck. So just, good overall, but again, that rank up power. 1 Leviair, just in case we have something banished that we want to make plays with. 1 Zenmaines. 2 Pleiades can be ranked up from Dante, and Pleiades is just a really powerful card, so definitely why not. 1 Grenosaurus, which will get ranked up to Volcasaurus, again a powerful card. And 1 Ptolemy in case, just nice with your Constellar. 2 Bram can be ranked up from Alucard. Bram's a pretty powerful card. Very cool to be able to have access to him because I really am a big fan of the vampire archetype. And 1 Engineer and 1 Tiras. Again, you can rank up that. So you want to see these combos that you can make with the rank ups additionally and use powerful rank 3s and 5s together just to make a lot of really fun things happen for you. So now for the side deck, if you haven't seen a video of mine before, in the side deck I kind of just go through other recommended cards, other ideas for the deck, other things I'm just currently thinking about that might be good for the deck. Not meant to be a side deck for matches. Again, just ideas I want to throw out there for you guys. You can definitely run something like Felis, so you can make synchro plays that'll work off Felis easily because of its special summon through milling effect. Genex Birdman can make it more additional synchro plays for you, so that's another interesting card for this deck. I've seen some people run Caius, which I see can be powerful for this deck type. Crane could be useful for this deck. I don't think it's necessary though. There are a few interesting traps. There's a Burning Abyss trap. If you're going to run this, I'd say to run it at 1. I'm still debating it. I just don't think it's worth running too much. Maybe when there's more Burning Abyss cards available to the archetype, but for now, not really a consideration for me. Divine Wrath, Karma Cut, any of those discarding cards, Dark Core, all those cards can be very powerful for this deck. I just went with Phoenix Wing, but Wind Blast, but you can definitely put in any of those. Foolish Burial, again, like Mathematician, can help you out. Dark Eruption to recycle things you want to think about that. Pot of Dichotomy, because we do have a lot of Fiends, but we do have a lot of other stuff, so I can see Pot of Dichotomy giving you some interesting power in this deck. Soul Charge I don't think is necessary for this deck, but you could run it if you want. And then there's a huge variety of other XYZs you can run. Downward Magician is a nice one. Chronomelee, Crystal Chrononaut, then you can bring out number C69. So you could do some interesting plays there. There's a variety of other XYZ combos you could do. You could do Gaia Dragon or, just various rank up stuff. So when you're making your extra deck, just think about the other combos you could do that might be more fun for you, or dealing with certain cards that could be really powerful. So that's my Burning Abyss deck. Again, just a deck focusing on rank 3 summoning and a lot of really interesting destruction and graveyard stuff. A very, new archetype. Again, still experimenting with it, hoping more cards get added. I think when more support gets added to try to do what the deck needs to do, I think it could be really powerful, and I'm hoping down the line we'll see that. We'll see more stuff, but I really like the initial layout for the cards. I think they really set it up in a way to make the deck function pretty well with the support that we do already have in the game, but I'm hoping that we'll see more spell trap support, maybe more cards that can do some additional stuff with the monsters as well. But if you guys do have your own Burning Abyss decks, definitely post below. Let me know in the comments. You could talk about what cards you use. Maybe you guys can make some suggestions for me. I definitely love to hear what you guys are doing with this new deck type. I'm sure there's a ton of cool things that I probably didn't even think about that could be good for this deck. But that's about it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.